Good morning, my beloved practical rebels. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum here with some words of wisdom to start your day, your early morning intuitive guidance for this fine Friday. And today I'm going to be off and running to Madison to take my sister to a medical appointment. So I'll get some road time in and get to look at the beautiful trees. And good morning to whomever just popped on. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. Barb, you're our first one today. Yay, you. So looking forward to just a peaceful day in the car. Driving down, driving back. Driving around Madison. The Beltline, that won't be peaceful, but nonetheless, a day to be had, right? So, how are you all doing? Good morning, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. How are you all doing on your 21 days of invoking divine right timing and divine right order? Good morning, Joniel. Welcome. Yesterday I had a meltdown day. They happened. So I kept returning to our 4 statements over and over and over again, working to get my feet back on the ground and my butt back in the chair. And thank you for the fall leaves. Very pretty. Very pretty. I'm hoping to see some beautiful trees today. We shall see. But how are you doing on your 21 days? What are you noticing? What are you feeling more able to turn over? I think for me, yesterday's crash was another round of the faith and trust piece. That in order to invoke divine right timing and divine right trust, you really have to be grounded in trust, faith and trust. Because that's going to feed your ability to wait patiently. The P word. Yeah, patiently. Bonnie Nussbaum, patiently. Bonnie Nussbaum, patiently. We've got to work on wetting those a little bit. So let's start with some tapping and a little bit of breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And I've had the song Show Me the Way from Styx going through my mind over and over and over again, because I feel like music is a great way to get ourselves steeped in something that can bring it in a different way. Good morning, Gwen. Welcome. Glad you're here. Then reading something or speaking something. Song is a very powerful way to bring something home to roost. So let us start. Sometimes we do need a meltdown, yes, because out of the meltdown can come the phoenix, right? Regenerate. So let's do our statements. We'll do call and response. Really think about the words that you're saying. Really feel into the words that you're saying. I'm going to give a pause, a little longer pause between each statement so you can really savor it, revel in it, all right? Today the divine will show me the way. I'm open to all signs and messages. The perfect steps are already picked and I am guided to them. Moving through the world open to constant help gets easier and easier with practice. How'd that feel? Getting a little easier? I was testing my memory yesterday to see how many of them I could generate without looking at the card. I did 3 out of 4, and I had the gist of the 4th, so that wasn't too bad. Because the more we can do this without much thinking about it, feeling into it is much more important than the thinking about it, right? The better off we're going to be. So we're moseying along with that. And what I want to do today is share some brilliant words and a little it's like a hope. It's a hope, a wish, a plan, whatever, from Anne Lamott, Almost Everything, Notes on Hope. And if you haven't discovered Anne Lamott yet, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Tira. Welcome. Glad you are here. And again, all of you who are here today, there's a reason that you're showing up today. You may not have a sense of why, but there's something here that's going to be of use to you. So the first thing I want to share with you out of here was, it's kind of near the end of the book. It's on page 168, actually. And there was this little statement that made me go, Anne Lamott's one of the people who drops these brilliant statements that just make you think. Like, Anne Lamott is the one who said, help is the sunny side of control. And I've pondered that in the intervening years since I've read it, like, oh yeah, when we get a little too pushy with our help, we're basically saying to the other person, you're not capable of doing this, or the way that you've picked to do this isn't right, when we're foisting our help on another. So that was one. This one, I think is useful for us. Good morning, Beth. Welcome. Right here, right now, as the world is kind of heaving and hurtling and parts breaking apart and dust not yet settling, etc. Good morning from the Sioux. Glad to hear from you. No snow yet, right? I hope not. So here are the words. It's 5 words? 5 words. 5 words, and these are such powerful words. Are you ready? Let's take a breath. Expectations are resentments under construction. Expectations are resentments under construction. Because unless we have someone who is a total sycophant in our lives, people are going to do their own thing. For us to have expectations of them, no, don't do this, do that. Can you see how it sets you up to feel resentful? Well, I expect you to understand when I'm having an off day without me having to say anything. Oh, you didn't do that. Now I'm mad at you. Expectations are resentments under construction. I just thought that was brilliant. And if we're looking at divine right timing and divine right order, we're releasing expectations, right? Embrace the process, release the outcome. So I wonder when whatever's going to happen with this will show up. That's a far more neutral thing than it has to be like this on this day at this time in this color, blah, blah, blah. So letting go of some of those expectations, right? So the piece I want to read here, first I want to give a little background for this because I think it is helpful. Thank you for putting that in there, Gwen. I appreciate it. So this particular chapter is called Hope. And I'm just going to read some of this, and then there's a part that really spoke to me. So, some days there seems to be little reason for hope in our families, cities, and world. Well, except for almost everything. The seasons change, a bone mends, Santa Rosa rebuilds after the fire. In the days after a cataclysmic school shooting, thousands of students took to the streets and the public squares. They got us back up onto our feet and changed the world. Still, we hold our breath. In times of rational and primitive fear, hope has to do push-ups out in the parking lot to stay pumped, and it does. More and more, one hears Dr. King quoted everywhere, of finite disappointment versus infinite hope. Science, art, community, and nature make manifest that bad will or mistakes can lead to progress. Good morning, Angie. Welcome. Like Bob Ross on his show, The Joy of Painting. Anybody who used to love that? Happy little clouds. Reminding us that when we make big mistakes on canvas, we can turn them into birds. Yeah, they're birds now. This is true of almost everything if one looks up and around. So, then I want to move to the part where it's kind of her hopes. Her hopes. In my current, less young age, I've learned that almost more than anything, stories hold us together. Good morning, Mel. Welcome. Glad you're here. Stories teach us what is important about life, why we are here, and how it is best to behave. And that inside us we have access to treasure in memories and observations, in imagination. This is what I want to teach the little kids in my writing class, along with the most important thing anyone ever told me. I think I said hi to you, Barb, but if you're rolling again, hello again. Almost 30 years ago, I busted out laughing when I read the name of her mentor, all right? Almost 30 years ago, when I called my mentor, Horrible Bonnie, at my most toxic and hysterical, having screwed up as a mother. Anybody else? It's almost like you take that baby home and they beat you with the guilt stick before you walk out the door, right? No manual that really explains the hard stuff with raising kids, right? Having screwed up as a mother, she said to me, "Dearest, here is the secret. You're pre-approved." I kept asking her, "Really?" This is what I want to teach my niece and my grandson too, my Sunday school kids, my dearest children, that they are pre-approved. This is a come as you are party. Who they were in utero, in kindergarten, in high school, in bed last night, was the very best they could be at the time, was in fact the only way they could be at the time. It is okay for them to make bad mistakes and decisions, to write ghastly first drafts. Hey, they're all birds now. So imagine as we heed her words and lighten up a little bit, or a lot, on ourselves, and step more fully into letting go, allowing, letting go, letting God, letting the universe, invoking divine right timing and divine right order. We don't have to have all the answers. We don't have to have any of the answers. How's that for cool? We don't have to have any of the answers. We just show up, put on our boots, and start walking. We show up, we do what needs to be done, we do the next best thing, we trust that the perfect steps are already picked and that we're going to be guided to them. We're open to receiving all signs and messages. Today the divine will show me the way. Moving through the world open to constant help gets easier and easier with practice. So set forth on this fine Friday. Take some deep breaths, notice some beautiful trees, spend some time talking to people, let go of the work a little bit. As I'm driving in the car, there's not a whole lot of work I can do. Looking forward to that. Remember, we're all capable of far more than we think we are. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.